So we love it. Fun so far. We'll go ahead and get started. So again, for those of you that may have missed the very beginning, my name is Landon. I'm here with Lindsey Hoyem of Ekos, or of Square. I said Ekos. Sometimes it feels like that. We work together enough and are talking constantly. So today's webinar will be recorded. It will be emailed to you after today's session. To those of you who submitted questions already when you registered for the webinar itself, thank you. To those that didn't, or maybe you have questions that come up over the course of our discussion today, feel free to drop them in the Q&A function of your Zoom, and we will try to get to them at the end. So I think we've got, yeah, looks like we've got enough to get started here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So before introducing my friend Lindsey, a quick background on me. My name is Landon Funston. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships here at Ekos. I have been with the company now for a little over a year. My first day was actually Halloween of 2019, which made for an interesting initiation for a new hire, but it was a lot of fun. My role here primarily is to build and manage partnerships programs that support our customers and support the industry as a whole. A big part of that is sourcing, executing, and then growing our integrations partnerships on our platform. So partners like Square drive a ton of value for Ekos customers. Because Ekos can connect to a best-in-class point-of-sale system like Square, we can stay focused on what we do best, which is business management and inventory management. And when those two best-in-class systems are connected, you, the customer, get access to the best software in the market for each component of your business, rather than one do-it-all system that's a jack of all trades and master of none. We really focus on our core specialty, and again, the connectivity is really what drives value to the customers. Many of you out there are not currently Ekos customers. So let's start at the very beginning. What is Ekos? Ekos is an end-to-end business management system that helps craft businesses better manage their inventory, production, sales, and accounting processes. Within that, we give you a real-time view of the facility to track on-hand inventory and track production workflows. We give you the data and insight into production costs and profitability by product, which allows you to make better business decisions related to production and sales. Additionally, our forecasting tools allow you to order ahead on raw ingredients and packaging materials so that your business is always staying ahead of its production processes. We are cloud-based, so your team can access the platform at any time, from anywhere, and on any device. So whether you or your team is on the production floor or out in the field selling, you have real-time data on hand, and there's no more juggling notebooks, spreadsheets, Post-it notes, the dreaded email or voicemail itself, which I am still periodically guilty of. Additionally, we are able to take all of the data from your business to automatically generate TTD and excise tax reports. For those of you who have ever done that yourselves, you know how much of a pain that is, both from a time and mental health standpoint. So that can save you hours, if not days, of reporting back on your business. Lastly, we take all of this business data and sync it over to your QuickBooks or your Xero account, which pulls you out of your books so that you can stay focused on your business day to day. So that's a lot of functionality covered in one slide. What does all of that really do for your business? So Ekos offers unlimited user logins, and as a matter of best practice, we highly encourage our customers to get all of your back of house staff, effectively anyone that's not in the tap room or the tasting room, to fully adopt Ekos. With your team working in one place in real time, you're better able to work more cohesively as a single unit without having to chase down information from all the different areas of your business. This then makes you more efficient, more productive, more collaborative, and of course, more profitable. So last thing here, because every piece of data generated within your business from the moment that you purchase raw ingredients all the way through the sale of your finished goods, that is all captured in one place, which then equips you with the data and insights to, again, make better decisions about your business. So I'm thrilled to be joined by Lindsey Hoyem of Square today. And Lindsey, I will turn it over to you, let you introduce yourself and the Square platform.
Awesome. So yeah, I am a solutions partner manager. So I work with integrated platforms like Ekos to make sure that they can grow their customer base, deepen their integration with Square, so we can, mutually grow together. I actually joined Square in 2016 on the sales side. So I have direct experience working with breweries, cideries, wineries, all of the above, as well as other types of businesses. So I've been, on the front lines. So I was happy to move into this side of the business where I can help grow our partners to then, help better the Square experience and the Ecos experience for a lot of customers. So Square for craft brewers. So this is letting your customers kind of pay and interact with your own, customers in any way. So as you can see by the slide and like the image right here, we have a suite of in-store tools. So kiosks, mobile point of sales, and traditional point of sales that maybe you guys have been familiar with or seen. The Square stand is definitely noticeable, the white stand, as well as we have a Square register, which has like a dual facing screen as well. So some of our hardware for in-store transactions and in-store orders, for tasting rooms, tap rooms, any kind of brew pub experience. During COVID and, while we are growing as a business, we've also added online options. So you can actually do online ordering. So you can order from your phone using a QR code to, facilitate payment, using a mobile application or kind of like a marketplace experience. So we've tried to enable online and offline orders to make sure that it's all flowing through Square, and then, also syncing back to Ecos as well. In terms of the platform, so as you can see, if we go from the bottom up, the core of our business is definitely, payments. So being able to make sure that you guys are never missing a payment wherever it is, if it's online or offline. So what that means is that we use a suite of our software tools to help enable that. So everything from our first party tools, so a point of sale, we've released a kitchen display with our Square for Restaurants tool. We also have online ordering through Square Online Store, and then a suite of products that kind of grow around it. So if you wanted to use loyalty or marketing, those are all integrated. So you have, one location where you can see those. And then they do, of course, speak with Ecos as well. On top of that, we also build our own hardware, which really differentiates us in the market, as we do our own payments, software, and hardware. So these are a couple of our hardware pieces. We have the Square stand, the Square register, and then the newest piece is the Square terminal, which is more of a handheld. All of these are contactless. All of these will sync to the same instance in your actual, brewery. So you can pull up one on a Square stand and one on a Square register, see all the same tickets. So we've tried to make it so it's easy for you and your team to manage the business. So just to give you kind of a deeper dive into what the architecture looks like of Square and how this would actually integrate with a large, robust platform like Ecos. So at the, foundation, we have our cloud-based infrastructure and payments, which do include like fraud and risk analysis, P2P encryption. This enables all of the payment rails that you guys would use if you were using Square. Then we have all these like individual primitives, so different data pieces that do sync back to any platform that has integrated with Square. So items, inventory, categories, so that then these syncs from Ecos will actually make sure that you guys have one source of truth in Ecos, and then you can actually send that information into Square as well, so that then you're not double entering, you're not having two disparate systems. Some of our APIs that are integrated are Orders API, so managing orders online or offline, e-commerce Connect API, and Reader SDK. So these are some of the larger APIs that we've exposed. And as an open platform, we have definitely tried to make sure that we are integrating with whatever tools are going to make your business grow. As Landon said, Square is not trying to be the end all be all system that's going to run your entire business. We want to partner with best in class products like Ecos to make sure that we give a complete solution. And so that leads us to our first party tools that really complement some of our third party partner platforms. So first party being Square for Restaurants or Square Point of Sale, which is the software you can run like an in-store experience, as well as like an e-commerce Square online store where you can have an e-commerce first party experience. And then third party integrating into an inventory management, a robust, ERP like Ekos. So to give you some more kind of deep dive into what exactly is relevant for your team and your restaurant, your brewery, we have a restaurant specific point of sale. So that has, integrated online order management. This includes, and, you can actually add on different modules if you would like of team scheduling, permissions, managing your employees from the point of sale. We do have a new KDS, which is awesome. We've just released it recently to make sure that you guys have, another way to manage orders, on the floor. We also have offline mode. This is one of the things that Square kind of came to market with. We started with mobile payments. So you probably saw the little white reader, 10, 12 years ago in like a farmer's market. And we really have, grown from there. So you can actually take a payment, from a phone or from a mobile device, from any of the devices we provide with offline mode. So if your network goes down, if anything happens, if you guys are in a remote location, you can take payments. And then you can integrate the point of sale with online orders from any of the third-party delivery platforms. So you can use, Doordash, Caviar, Postmates. You can use your own websites. Then you aren't actually dipping into that third-party delivery as well. So we have a lot of different options there if you guys are exploring that for the first time or just wanting to integrate it into the point of sale. For the online platform, this has been super powerful for businesses who have been in COVID, opening and closing due to like different restrictions, as well as just giving you another way to connect with your customers. So it gives you integrated orders from your online website into Square's point of sale. So you can manage the orders from your warehouse, from your actual brewery. You can customize your sites, promotions, prices. You can have multiple locations, and you can integrate loyalty. One of the best features we've released, in my opinion, has been the QR codes. You can actually scan a QR code from your phone to do at the table ordering. So that cuts down on contact with a server or contactless, touching a menu, things like that might be top of mind, and also just gives you a streamlined way to get people ordering from their phone or from the table. It also allows for pickup and delivery. So you can do immediate or scheduled pickup, which is great for any type of orders that people are, looking to grab on their way or, making a special trip to your store to pick that up. And we do have a new integration with Doordash and Postmates. So this is courier powered delivery. So essentially, when you set up your Square online store, you can opt into, on-demand delivery, which would be choosing to have, Postmates or a Doordash come and pick up the order. And then you can actually have that fee for that order turned on for the customer, turned on for the restaurant to pay. There's a couple different ways to set it up, but we've set it up so that they're not taking that percentage like commission fee. So that should save restaurants, breweries, any kind of in-store experience. That like 20 to 30% sometimes on the actual order. So we're looking to make sure that it's easier for you to set up an online store and that you're saving money when you do it.
Awesome. Thanks, Lindsay. So as some of you may have seen in a white paper that we put out a couple months ago, our team at Ekos did an analysis of our customers this summer. And within that, we found that 1/3 of our 1,500 customers currently utilize Square, which that's a really big number, especially considering the point of sale is an incredibly fragmented environment. To use an analogy, in the accounting space, we also integrate with QuickBooks. QuickBooks we have tremendous crossover with as well, but Square is probably the next closest platform of any that we interact with, whether integrated or not, in terms of customer overlap. So we've really appreciated our partnership with Square thus far. Love working with Lindsay and Sade and everybody else in the Square team. So at the beginning of this presentation, I talked about the value of connecting best-in-class platforms. Square is a major component of that, but your accounting software is actually a pretty critical piece of that as well. So in the center of this connected ecosystem shown here, we have Ekos, which is the system of record for all inventory, accounting, sales, and production data. Now, whether you're selling online or on-premise, Square will send transaction and payment data over to Ekos. Ekos will then generate an invoice to deplete the finished goods inventory, account for the cost of goods sold, and generate the journal entry, which is then sent over to the accounting platform. So because these three systems are connected, data will flow seamlessly from the tap room or tasting room all the way through your business and inventory management system, and then ultimately into your books. So let's talk about it. Perhaps most importantly, this integration is going to save you a whole lot of time. Manual data entry and reconciliation across three different systems, Square, Ekos, and your books, whether QuickBooks or Xero, is incredibly time intensive. So the Square integration itself will save you roughly 2 to 3 hours per week of data reconciliation. And then when you add the accounting integration on top of that, you'll probably pick up another 4 to 5 hours a week. So in total, by connecting these three systems, you're saving yourself almost an entire day of data entry and reconciliation, not to mention the fact that you're also eliminating the potential for human error. Second, this integration helps ensure that your finished goods inventory is always accurate. So with that, the rest of the business is able to stay ahead of the tap room, tasting room, and online store, so that you're better able to plan your upcoming sales. You're better able to allocate inventory across your sales channels, avoid stockouts, and kickstart your production processes far in advance of your demand to make sure that you've always got enough inventory on hand and you're able to maximize your equipment in the back of the house. Said another way, what we're really talking about here is data. Data gives you better visibility into your business and will ultimately allow you to thrive. So with the Square integration, you're automatically generating cost of goods sold data, which allows you to see profitability at a very granular level, including by product. So this, combined with more accurate inventory depletion data, will equip you to make better decisions across the business, whether it be in planning production, pricing products, again, managing sales channels, or even determining when it's time to raise more capital, which, we have a quote here from Patrick Lively, from our friends at Lively Deerworks. This, not only does this reporting and data insight help you raise capital, but it'll also keep your lenders happy when you do. So again, data, as they say, data is king, and this integration will help you capture better data in real time and ensure that it's always accurate. So how to get started? First of all, Lindsey and I work very, very, very closely together. So if you ever need to get in touch with the Square team, you're welcome to reach out to anybody at Ekos. If you ever need to get in touch with the Ekos team, you're welcome to reach out to anybody at Square. We work very, very closely with one another. So first option available to you, if you want to get in touch with our sales team at Ekos, you can go to our website, goecos.com, and fill out the very brief lead form there. That will immediately put you in touch with our sales team. And again, we can route you to the appropriate person at Square if you'd like. There will also be a follow-up email with this webinar tomorrow, and you can reply directly to that or click the links therein, and that will connect you to our sales team as well. Again, we can route you as needed, or if you'd like, you can reach out to me directly at landon@goecos.com. Again, that's landon@goecos.com. So how to get started? If you're not currently an Ekos customer, maybe you use Square, maybe you're not yet on Square either. Coming onto Ekos, most of our customers end up going through what amounts to about a 4-week onboarding process. For those that are more focused and want to accelerate that, you certainly can. But our customer success team will be with you hand in hand to make sure your entire team, anybody that might interact with the Ekos software, is trained in the software and able to adopt it fully from day one. We do also have a dedicated support team with 1-day turnaround time, and we will help you with your onboarding onto the Square integration. So, well, actually, I'll get the existing Ekos customers as well. So if you are currently on Ekos, and you have a Square account, or maybe you're interested in getting a Square account or switching to Square, we will still walk with you hand in hand to connect those two platforms together and walk you through best practices to make sure that the integration is a success from day one. So again, you can go back to any of the contact channels that I mentioned previously, whether it's our website, whether it's reaching out to me, landonatgoecos.com, or responding to the emails tomorrow, and we can help you get started with that.
And just to talk about the Square onboarding, if you are just an Ekos customer or looking to use Ekos and Square, with Square, one of the things that definitely sets us apart in the market is that we are very quick to set up. You can get any of our hardware from Amazon, Best Buy, in-store from our website. It's available to pick up, at a lot of the retailers you probably have seen. And we also have an entire team at Square who's dedicated to making sure you guys have things like custom rates or custom packages, as well as onboarding. So I've seen merchants get set up in a day or two. I've also seen it take, a few weeks, but usually I would say it's about like 2 to 4 weeks. So we're definitely very quick on the turnaround, and here to help with either an in-store experience or an online store if you wanted to set that up too.
Yeah, that's good insight. And as far as connecting the two goes, we do want to make sure that we help you with being successful with the integration from day one. So our customer success team will schedule a call with you to help you connect and map the two systems. And then from there, you're up and running pretty quick, and there's not a whole lot of manual intervention required. So Q&A time. So first we'll start with the questions that came through during the registration for the webinar. What triggers the push of information from Square to Ekos and then to QuickBooks? So when you get onboarded with the integration, we will help you map items between the two platforms, and then it's a click of a button in Ekos. So there's a POS application in Ekos, and you hit sync, and it will pull all of your transaction data from the selected timeline, and that's where your inventory becomes depleted, journal entries are created, and so on. And then to QuickBooks, it's a matter of when you pull that transaction data in, that will create an invoice in Ekos. You hit post on the invoice, and then your journal entries are then synced over to QuickBooks or Xero if you're in that platform. Are you working on integrations with other POS or e-commerce providers? We love Square, first and foremost. Let me start with that. We do also have an integration with Arrived. As far as other POS and e-commerce providers go, for our wineries out there, we are looking at DTC integrations. You'll be probably hearing some communications on that early in the year. We'll have our first integration with Commerce 7 delivering around January 1st, with a couple others to follow. Additional POS integrations. We are working to become a more open and connected platform. We don't currently have any other point of sale integrations on our proverbial product roadmap, but I do think you'll see more connectivity, more integrations come online in 2021. And then we touched on this a little bit. How quickly can I get the Square integration implemented? Lindsay mentioned it with Square. If you're new to Square, they get you up and running really, really quickly. If you're new to Ekos, we get you up and running in about 4 weeks. And if you have both already and you're just looking to connect the two, the integration itself, you can get started in just a matter of a couple of days. It's really a matter of getting that first onboarding call scheduled with our customer success team, just to make sure that you're set up for success with the integration.
Yeah, and as Landon has mentioned, we work closely together, so do our sales teams. So if you are looking to get both set up, they'll work in tandem and hand in hand to make sure that that's a smooth transition and everything is going according to plan.
All right, question from Carmen. I'm wondering if the integration would offer a portal where our wholesale customers could place their orders. No. So Square is a direct consumer sales application, point of sale, and e-commerce. So there is not a B2B ordering component to this. I will say that's something that we are looking at as a company to be able to offer. But right now, that would be handled manually through invoice generation in the Ekos platform.
Yeah, and inside Square, if you wanted to do this manually as well, we do have an invoicing platform. So you can create an invoice, send it via email to then have someone, type in their card number, save a card on file. So some wholesale customers do choose to do that if they're looking to pay with credit card, or you can have it settled like in another form. But most of the invoices will be, within Ekos, so you can like type in the card number on a Square terminal or on a Square, point of sale if you'd like as well to take a credit card payment.
Yeah. From Elaine, can you have individual price lists for customers? Yes. So in Ekos, you can customize price lists either for your wholesale customers, your distributors, or otherwise. So yes, you have that level of customization in Ekos. On the point of sale, Lindsay, do you all have price lists available in the on-premise facility?
So we have discounting. You can create discounts, and you can put your customers in categories. So you can say, for like if you have a specific beer club, or if you have like local customers who are your, like really loyal customers, but we don't automatically discount per customer. We get that question a lot, so I'll definitely let them know that you asked.
From Tyler, if we already use Ekos and we have Square for our website and for farmers markets, but we need a tasting room POS, who do I talk to, Square or Ekos? Well, again, you can talk to either of us. You can email me, landon@goecos.com. Lindsay, are you Lindsay H at SquareUp?
Yep.
Lindsay H at SquareUp.com. The fact that I can rattle off her email from the top of my head tells you how much she and I talk. So that's Lindsay with an E, H at SquareUp.com. From Adam, Lindsay, this one's for you. When will the Square kiosk, the all black one, be available in Canada?
So we have a Square register available in Canada. In terms of kiosks, we have a couple different kiosk partners. So I can let you know, who those are separately. I'll send that over to Landon and team to move along to you as well. But we have like 3 or 4 kiosk partners in our app marketplace. So I think some of those are available in Canada.
From Vincent, is each individual transaction from Square a separate invoice for Ekos QuickBooks, or is it done in batches? No, that will be a lot for you to manage. So no, we bring those transactions over in the aggregate. I would route you to our sales team on that. And if you have specific questions on how to, pull different reports on your sales channels within Square, whether you're pulling from the online store or the tap room, they can speak to that specifically. I believe we do allow you to see transactions by product type. Again, I would encourage you all to, if you have specific questions at the granular level on how you will be able to view transactions, either as within your invoices or in your reports, please talk to our sales team, because they can definitely talk you through that. All right, let's see.
I can answer the one from Richard. If Square has an option for barcode scanning, we do. So you can hook up, we have a couple different barcode scanners that are compatible. They're all on our Square website, but you can hook those up to either the Square point of sale, or you can use we have a Square for retail. So some of the breweries or brew pubs I've worked with have run one register on Square for retail. If they're doing just a merchandise section, maybe they want to have a ton of, bottles or cans that they want to sell, you can barcode scan those in easily. You can also just run it on a standard Square. It does use a barcode scanner. Since we have the same foundational items and products, it pulls from wherever you guys are using. So there's a couple different options there.
All right, and we have a lot of questions coming in, and we are short on time. So we're going to try to get to as many as we can here in the next few minutes. From Jake, we are looking to improve our clothing merchandise program. Are there reports available to track KPIs to see what merch sells well, at what rate, and what merch doesn't sell, so that we can order appropriately to maximize profitability? In Ekos, yes, absolutely. We pull over your merchandise into Ekos, and we can show you profitability by item. So yeah, and Ekos has about 150 standard reports plus custom reporting beyond that. So you can see profitability cut any number of different ways. And again, as I said earlier, data is ultimately king for our customers. So yeah, take that data, use it to determine how you're ordering your merchandise and inventory beyond that. Absolutely, we do support that. From Rochelle, Lindsay, for you, can Square replace Shopify for online sales?
Yes. So there are some like specific nuances between Square and Shopify. So happy to talk about the way that you're actually using it and how we can transition you over. But we do transition a lot of businesses from Shopify to Square. We can take your items and inventory and upload them for you. That would be part of the onboarding process. And, you know, we have, of course, like an in-store and an online option. We also integrate with a ton of e-commerce builders. So however you want to set it up, we're here to help you. We can also make recommendations too. So I'm happy to follow up with you directly if you're looking to transition over.
All right. Let's see. From Jeff, can there be items in the Square store that are not tracked in Ecos? Like if we did a pop-up and needed to sell food items that are not items in Ecos, how does that work when the invoice is created? Jeff, very timely question. Thank you. So we've actually been talking about this with a couple of customers recently. The best way that we would recommend doing that is setting up your food. Again, this is if you have basic snacks or again merchandise very similar, that would be treated differently. But if you're talking about more complex restaurant transactions or inventory items, we would recommend that you create a non-inventory item in Ecos that maps over to your Square point of sale so that you're still pulling the accounting data specifically over. We wouldn't necessarily be dealing with the inventory depletions or the cost of goods sold data, but we're still creating journal entries for any food transactions that your business is generating. So yes, we do support that data, and that'll still allow you to see those transactions in your accounting platform and do any reporting as well. Let's see. To clarify, so from Carmen again, to clarify, Square integrates the Ecos in the form of an invoice. For example, our tasting room uses Square POS, but use Touch Bistro for our sales. Would this integrate or no? So we only integrate with Square. Lindsay, do you all, if your customers are using other sales channels, and I actually, I'm talking through this, if your customers use or your merchants use other sales channels or other sales platforms for their other sales channels, can you pull that data in? And I know an example that came up recently that you and I discussed earlier this week was Equid. So I know Square and Equid for e-commerce connect, and you will have the ability to pull those in. Carmen was asking about Touch Bistro specifically. Are you pulling in data from other platforms like that that could then be pulled into Ecos?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do have a Touch Bistro integration. So you could use Touch Bistro as your point of sale and Square could power the payments. But in that situation, we would, I believe, only sync the transaction data because that's what Square is actually picking up, which is I took a transaction, it was this much, this was the tip, and that would sync over to Ecos. I believe that the actual items and inventory would have to sync between Touch Bistro and Ecos to do that. So hopefully that answers your question, but let me know if you have questions about transitioning from Touch Bistro as well. But they're a partner of ours too.
Yep. All right. We've got time for maybe one more. From Mo, we use Ecos and sell to our tap house as if it is an outside entity. So inventory is pulled from Ecos when the tap house order is posted. So having Ecos send tap house or having Square send tap house sales info to Ecos to pull inventory might not make sense. So if I'm understanding you correctly, and tap house, tap room, however you have that designated in Ecos, you can still move inventory to your tap room, and when the data is pulled back in from Square, we deplete that inventory and still generate the cost of goods sold to show you those profitability metrics and generate the journal entry to be sent over to QuickBooks. So Ecos is still acting as the system of record for all transactions that are happening in Square. And if you need more detail on the mechanics of that, again, our sales team is here to help. So please reach out. We've got about 10 more questions that unfortunately we don't have time to get to. If you want to speak with somebody on our sales team, if you have further questions, please let me know. Again, my name is Landon. My email is landon@goecos.com. Please reach out to me with any other questions that you have from this, and I can route you to the appropriate folks internally, or obviously respond directly and answer your questions.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions specifically about Square, I just put my email, I think it went to everyone in the chat, lindseyh@squareup.com. And I know Landon will send this out afterwards, but I'm happy to help, route questions, answer the questions, and also make sure that our sales team is, on the lookout if you guys have questions there and would like to transition. We also have a very robust support team too, who can help as well.
Awesome. Well, Lindsey, thank you. As always, it's a pleasure. I love speaking with you. I'm sure I will talk to you, if not later today, then probably later this week. So thank you for your time, and to everyone out there who carved out precious time from your day. I know it is crazy out there right now, so hang in there. If there's anything that we at Ekos can do for you, let us know. But thank you again for joining, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.